Why does God allow bad things to happen? We've heard that question posed, pondered, and debated in many, many ways. As I'm driving to work this morning, I'm thinking about it. Why does God allow bad things to happen? And it assumes something I don't think a lot of us really take into consideration, and I'll go ahead and share it with you very briefly. Why does God allow bad things to happen? Assumes that man, you and me, woman, that we're not responsible for our actions. It assumes that because God is all powerful, almighty, God is God, that He is supposed to, I guess in His loving kindness, God is supposed to, in all of His power, God is supposed to stop bad things from happening. And because He doesn't, it's His fault. That God is supposed to suspend the law of cause and effect. That God is supposed to delay the consequences. That God is supposed to not allow the principle of sowing and reaping to take place. That because God doesn't do those things, it's His fault. It assumes that we're not responsible for our actions, for the evil in our world, that it's His fault. And it reminds me of Adam and Eve in the garden when, they partook of the forbidden fruit, and God approached him, called out to Adam. Adam and Eve are running and hiding in the bushes. And God tells Adam, who told you you were naked? How did you know you were naked? Did you partake of the fruit that I told you not to partake of? And Adam, in a moment of brilliance, says basically what we've been saying for the past umpteen thousand years. And he tells God, it's your fault. If if you wouldn't have given me this woman, she wouldn't have. You see what's happening there? It's not Adam's fault, it's God's fault. This woman that you gave me. Why does God allow bad things to happen? God, if you are so powerful, it's your fault that it's the same line of thinking, it's the same train of thought. We have to get to the point in our lives where we take upon ourselves the responsibility for the evil in our hearts, number one, and for the, let's just call it what it is, stupid decisions that we make. If we can stop thinking that because God is all powerful that He's responsible for stopping the evil in our heart, if we can just stop that, then that question won't be asked as much. We won't be asking, why does God allow bad things happen to good people? Number one, we would assume responsibility. Number two, we'd realize that no one is really good. The Bible teaches there is none righteous, no, not one. That all of our righteousness is like filthy rags. No one is good. Outside of the grace of God, outside of the cross of Christ, no one is good. And so what we have to learn to start doing is accepting responsibility for our actions, number one. And number two, stop trying to impose our version of right and wrong onto God. He determines who is good and who is bad. He determines all of those things, not us. So let me encourage you. Stop blaming God for the evil in your heart, for the evil in our world, and start taking action. Start changing yourself. I'm going to start changing myself. And I would encourage you to rethink that question. Not saying, why does God allow bad things to happen to good people, but maybe, why does God save bad people, period? Because we're all wicked and we're all evil. That's why Christ came. That is the message of Christmas, that God sends His only begotten Son to save a lost and broken and dying and very dead world. So I'm not thinking, why does God allow bad things to happen? I'm thinking, God, why do you save people, period? And if you do that, it's a paradigm shift. It'll radically change the way you live your life and the way you think about the world and how you approach God. God bless you. I love you. I got to get to work, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.